Cool. All right, we'll see you guys next week. I hope you all have a really good week. And tonight,
in case you've forgotten, in case we haven't been mentioning it every single week,
and in case you didn't see him at the con this weekend, Alish Kott, writer of Zero, Iron Patriot, which just came out, Change, Secret Avengers, Wild Children, will be here from 4 to 6 p.m. Maybe a little earlier, depending on, or maybe a little later, depending on if he wants to get here. But he will be here, and he will doodle on things for you. Mostly comic books.
Although I'm sure he could be convinced to doodle on various other things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Alright, and for our last pick of the week here, we will throw to Mr. Morgan.
Got this, actually, cover of the week
first. Sorry.
This is one of the 2 covers for the 3rd issue of Judge Dredd Mega City 1. Or Mega City 2, City of Courts. There's like 3 different subtitles on this book.
I know, right?
This is the most Darrow-y of the 2 covers. It's got this awesome crustacean underneath the crushed, iconic helmet of Judge Dredd.
By Ulysses Farinas. Absolutely. Alright, and now, if you would, grace us with your final pick here.
Yes, very exciting last book of the week here. It's the 5th issue of Pretty Deadly. Yes, it's finally here after, I don't know how many months it's been since the 4th one, but this is closing
Not
off.
super long.
It feels like it's been forever. Mostly because I read all those books all at once.
There you go.
But this is the 5th and final issue of the 1st arc of Kelly Sue DeConnick and Emma Rios' awesome creator-owned Western series. It's got just as much fast-paced action as you've come to expect at this point. Beautiful imagery, really creative story going on here. Don't miss out. Unless, I mean, you're waiting for the inevitable $10 trade. But still, don't miss out.
Coming out pretty soon.
It's not going to have these nice wraparound covers.
I know, those wraparound covers are badass. Yeah. And my final pick for the week, yes, Guttertown number 3 came out. Yes, you can all, I mean...
Wow, that's surprising. You would pick that.
I would. Because if I don't promote my own comic, who will? It's like being confident in yourself. If you don't stand up for yourself, then who will? But yeah, we had a really great con. I want to thank everybody who came by and said hi, even if they didn't buy anything. I want to thank Brian and Stefano for letting us post it up at their table. And yeah, this is the 3rd issue. We are out of number 1s, but we'll have more number 1s later this week, thanks to the magic of digital printing.
To be fair, I hype your book too. I tell people not to buy it. Any press is good press. Wow, jeez. Huh.
Alright. Yeah, and we want to thank Anna. I feel the Satan. Do you feel the Satan?
Oh yeah, I feel the Satan.
I feel like Satan might have
dread.
descended
Just so many dark things that we're
us.
feeling right now.
Yes, very, very, very Satan.
Hello, I'm at Zanadu, and not at Emerald City Comic Con, which means I'm not hungover. Still. Not anymore. That was a lot of drinking. That was a lot of fun. But now I'm going to talk about comics. I'm not so hungover, I swear. One of my favorite persons from Emerald City Comic Con, meeting him, Simon Roy. He has a new comic out with Ed Brisson called The Field. If you were stuck in your underwear in the middle of an abandoned field, you have amnesia, and your cell phone keeps getting mysterious messages, would you get in a car with someone who's smoking a bunch of meth and brandishing a bunch of guns in your face? Neither would I, but the main character does, and that's why this story is awesome. It is very Tarantino, very violent, wild, doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's Simon Roy, and we love Simon Roy, so you should definitely check out The Field, number 1. Finally, the return of Judge Dredd Mega City 2, City of Courts number 3 by Douglas Wilk and Ulysses Farinas. Judge Dredd goes to the beach for some fun in the sun, except a giant shrimp, prawn, you might say, I'm not too up on my crustaceans, is mutated and rampaging the shores of California while they're still trying to find out who's letting all these criminals into Mega City 2. It's still a mystery, but we have 2 more issues to figure out afterwards. But this is crazy detailed, crazy awesome, and there's a sweet Jeff Darrow joke hidden in one of those panels that you should find, because it made me laugh for like 5 minutes. This is a collected series, Fatima of the Blood Spinners, that came out in 2012 from Dark Horse, one of my favorite Dark Horse books from 2012. It's by Gilbert Hernandez, co-creator of Love and Rockets with his brother Jaime Hernandez. It's about zombies and drug lords and hot babes with a bunch of guns, shooting a bunch of pre-mentioned zombies in the heads with those guns. A drug gets introduced into the city called Spin, and it takes you for a wild ride, but then leaves you a zombie. Fatima is the last hope that the survivors have against the entire human population turning into a bunch of blood fiends. It's pretty fantastic. And now it's in a collected hardcover series. But my favorite book of the week, all hail be to the glory of Satan, as we finally have the 3rd volume of Rick Spears and Chuck Beebe's Black Metal bestowed upon our lowly, undeserving souls. I can't be more dramatic about this book because this book is all about dramatics and all about the darkest of darks and the blackest of metals, as the brothers who we last left dead are trying to intervene between the battle that Satan is going to wage against God with his God-killing sword. But there's a new enemy who's darker than dark, blacker than black, who is going to take over the war and leave humanity at his fate. We don't know. Oh, this book is so good. I'm so sad it's ending. But Rick Spears is an amazing person. Also, really quick, they don't know I'm doing this. I'm going off the cuff. There's a couple Kickstarters that you should support. Jamie Hewlett is back on Tank Girl. You should support Jamie Hewlett on all of Tank Girl. It's amazing. Also, Study Group, an independent publisher out of Portland, has a Kickstarter going on for their new line. If you want to see amazing independent comics in stores like this to continue, please support their Kickstarters so we can all enjoy those amazing independent comics. Tank Girl, Study Group, go support those things. Go buy these books. Back to those dudes.
Okay, and with that, I think we're going to have to send it off to Anna. I don't know how she can possibly follow that up, but I believe in her. And we have got an awesome new book here. This is the debut of Season 10. Okay, technically, I guess that's not really a debut. The return, maybe, of Angel and Faith.
Sure, yeah.
Now
In
that
comic
the
form.
creators of the Season 9 series have moved on to write the main Buffy series, we've got Victor Gischler on writing duties and Will Conrad drawing the book. Victor Gischler, of course, tried to bring vampires back into the Marvel Universe with his X-Men relaunch years ago, and, hopefully he'll have more luck here.
Where vampires belong. And we've also got, for all you Guardians of the Galaxy fans that have been chomping at the bit for more stuff after seeing the trailer, this is Marvel's official prelude by who else? Abnett and Lanning, because they have the death grip on all Marvel sci-fi properties. And art by Wellington Alves. This is one of 2 issues, and it's got all the Mass Effect suit-wearing superheroes that you can stand.
Well, it's telling the story of Nebula, actually, played by Doctor Who's Karen Gillan, her and Gamora, who's actually one of the Guardians of the Galaxy, were both generals under Thanos for a while. I guess I flipped through the issue. I actually looked at it.
I was going to say, I have no idea what this is about. This is why we have him.
Yeah, it's basically filling in her story and Gamora's story up to the beginning of the actual movie, explaining the whole robot arm dealie, all that business.
Well, we might start calling you, Professor of Marvel. Maybe you could apprentice.
Marvel Cinematic Universe
Marvel
expert.
Cinematic, yeah, you could. Yeah, you could.
Oh, God. Speaking of Marvel, this is actually another not in the main continuity story. It's the first issue of What If Age of Ultron. Joe Keating has 5 issues this month, taking a look at various different alternate universes where instead of, in Age of Ultron where Wolverine went back and killed Hank Pym, what would happen if different founding Avengers had never been able to, be there for all the important moments in the Marvel Universe. And this has a really cool look at what if the Wasp was never there, with Hank Pym getting he has like a hoodie and he's all scraggly looking, riding a motorcycle.
Oh, it is pretty,
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
In this issue he is working with Rafal, something like that, Ieniko, who, again, not sure I'm pronouncing his name right, but he was the writer and artist of Image's Epic Kill series.
Yeah, I love Joe Keating. He's really good. Really good. And let's see what else we got. new from Boom Studios. Really excited for this one. You might have heard some buzz online. Dead Letters by Christopher Sabella and Chris Visions. And this is kind of Boom does their noir crime thing really well, and they've been really pushing it. You might have seen their huge booth at the Emerald City Comic Con, which was to rival the size of the Image booth. I think there's some gang war going on there, maybe some publisher war. But yeah, this has got a really great kind of, I don't know, it reminds me a little bit of like Fabio Moon, almost, on some of the faces,
totally
with kind of like a darker color.
Bit of Mike Huddleston in
Bit
there.
of Mike Huddleston, but yeah, and there's some great, there's actually a really great cliffhanger and kind of twist at the end that kind of brings the whole series into focus and brings the Dead Letters name full round.
And there's also a really, really coal variant covered by Ron Wimberly that we only
Yes.
got one copy
One,
of.
and it's only $5.
Yeah, so get your butt in here and get it.
That's right. And I want to thank Will, our official Professor of Marvel, for hyping the Joe Mad, because the Joe Mad in comic form is always something to hype.
It's true.
Absolutely, especially the Inhumans, Black Bolt, Medusa, just jacked and huge.
Now, if Will's the official Marvel producer, or the Marvel expert, can I be like the cool teacher? The one, you know.
Maybe you can be the substitute teacher, maybe.
Okay.
If he's sick.
Willing
all
to
the time.
settle for that.
Yeah.
Hey guys, my number one pick is Inhuman #1. This is really, really exciting. I got to talk to Charles Soule about this weekend at Emerald City Comic Con, and he showed me a preview. Amazing art by Joe Mad. This is the next big thing in the Marvel Universe. Basically, Black Bolt, to stop Thanos, he ignited this Terrigen bomb. And so all of these people all over the world, ordinary people, are suddenly transformed into Inhumans. So it's a whole new world of new villains, new heroes, mad scientists try to control them, and then two of my favorite characters, Black Bolt and Medusa and the whole royal family, they've been supporting players in the Avengers and Fantastic Four, but now they're in the forefront of the Marvel Universe. This is really exciting, a lot of action, and they say that the Inhumans on the fast track to becoming maybe Marvel's next movie, so make sure you pick up Inhuman by the great Charles Soule and Joe Mad this week. A whole new era. Sunday, if you didn't know, it was Batman's 75th actual birthday. He was born in Detective Comics, and there's a brand new team on Detective Comics. The guys who brought you The Flash for 3 years are launching a brand new arc, a whole new mystery in. There's a murderer, and I interviewed co-writer Brian Buccellato this weekend at Emerald City Comic Con. Check it out on Comics Blend. But one of the things he said is that Bruce Wayne and Harvey Bullock are, for very personal reasons, there's this murder that affects them, and they're in a race to solve it. Plus, there's two crazy, obscure Batman villains. You're going to have to Google them to find most weird, obscure villains. But they're using them. There's a big new biker gang in Gotham City. A weird drug on the streets. It looks just really, really cool. A whole new start for Detective Comics. Whole new era for Batman with a brand new team. Check it out. Still, my #1 comic of the all-new Marvel now is Black Widow by Nathan Edmondson and Phil Noto. I freaking love this book. It's beautiful. It's kind of cool. It's like these guys should be writing for S.H.I.E.L.D. and doing the design work for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But just to get it to you, we have all the issues here from #1. Basically, Black Widow is doing her own solo missions away from the Avengers to help make up for her past as an assassin. And last issue, there was an introduction of this character called the Hammer of God. He's this crazy terrorist, and he got away from her twice, and now she's tracking him, and it brings it all back to old Mother Russia with her. And a beautiful book. If you love Black Widow and Avengers and Captain America, Winter Soldier, you're gonna love this Black Widow issue. And my final book this week is Magneto #2 by Cullen Bunn. Okay, just imagine, it's unlike any Magneto thing you've ever seen before. You know, he's like been ruling above in a satellite and asteroid. This is basically Magneto, more like Michael Fassbender's character from X-Men First Class. It's kind of like the Punisher, Batman, but he's a mutant. He's like the mutant protector savior, and he's going across America's heartland on a weird road trip for trying to find the people who are funding mutant attacks. And he comes across this weird new hybrid sentinel that leads on a whole new mystery. It's dark, it's gritty. Like I said, it's almost like Punisher for mutants. A whole new way to do Magneto, a new way of thinking Magneto could be reinvented. Check it out. Have a great week, guys. Thanks for having me.
Alright, and I think it's about time we tossed it over to Will here so he can go ahead and, do his whole Marvel thing.
And some special ECC stuff.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, what is that? What is that? What is this? Yes! It's finally time for the 7th issue, starting off the 4th story. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2,
4th
1, 2, 1, 2.
storyline.
Morgan can count.
In-
1, 2.
Well, you gotta count for me, obviously. But again, Grindhouse. Doors open at midnight. We talk about this every single time it comes out because it's just that cool.
Yes.
This is the first issue of Flesh Feast of the Devil Doll.
Names are so epic.
Alex DeCampi is teaming up with Gary Erskine, who actually I think is the first artist on these books I've seen published somewhere else.
Actually, you're right.
But
saving the best for last, I guess.
doing a really fun supernatural camp slasher. It's got a great tagline here. It came from hell. They came from hockey camp.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty sure you've got everything you need to know about this book right there.
Absolutely. This has been one of our favorite series. Thank you, Alex DeCampi, for
real, and we
doing that.
hope you have more in store after
right.
this wraps
You need to
up.
make some of those more comics that you teased in the back that don't exist. And from Garth Ennis and Avatar, we have Caliban #1, art by Facundo Percio. Yeah, Facundo
the
Percio.
artist on their recent Fashion Beast adaptation.
That's right. But yes, if you wanted to know what Event Horizon and Prometheus mashed together under the, I don't want to say scrutinizing pen of Garth Ennis, but it's definitely...
let's just go with Twisted. I
Twisted
think that
pen.
works in this case.
Yeah. But yes, this is basically a mining ship named Caliban, out in space. Some really cool tech with that, really cool designs. And of course they go through strange wormhole, find stuff that, things
Some
go
sort
wrong.
of large extraterrestrial type thing. People start dying.
There's blood. It's Avatar book. There's a lot of blood.
Yeah, lots and lots of blood.
Yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 different covers, each
Yeah.
with, varying
Amounts
levels
of
of blood.
blood.
But it looks to be a really, actually very promising start for this
Yeah.
series.
Yeah, and more new from Garth Ennis. And to start us off this week, you wanna go ahead?
Yeah, we have a very special issue actually with
I'll hold one,
again
I'll hold one.
multiple covers.
Multiple
here.
covers.
This is
And they
Ultimate
combine
Spider-Man
like fusion. Maybe I should
issue 200. No, you're really
Sorry, that was bad.
not that I don't think there's always room for a Dragon Ball joke, but God, come on, gotta work on your timing.
It's too early.
Yes, you may have seen that there are not one, but 2 Ultimate Spider-Man here. Both of the Ultimate Spider-Man. This
right.
is a very special tribute issue to Ultimate Peter Parker. Sort of honoring everything that was and everything that could have been had Bendis not had to kill him off for publicity. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking crap on Bendis because I
Right.
really like Miles Morales.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
and you've got Dave Marquez doing art, and you've got
They brought back Mark Bagley, David LaFuente,
LaFuente, who's
basically everyone
amazing.
who's ever drawn Ultimate Spider-Man is here.
there's a cyber hoodie Scarlet Spider. Oh
Yeah,
my god,
it's awesome.
it's totally cool. But yeah, it's a great book to start off with this week. And yeah. Hey
Hello.
guys, what's going on? It is officially, kind of
This
unofficially.
is Emerald City Comic Con
Yeah.
aftermath right here.
That's what it is, and we've been a little tired, a little mixed up, a little confused. The con will do that to you. I've been selling a lot of comics. My head kind of hurts. And yeah, yesterday was April Fool's Day. That was a strange day. Yeah. But yeah, we've got a lot of books for you this week. Anna and Will are with us as always, and yeah.
Why don't we get started here?
Absolutely.